we're getting pretty close. We're getting close to Q4 sometime here in the next couple of months.
Crazy.
And we're going to talk about,
Insane.
I know, right, bro? Just the year has
Wild.
flown by, bro. Hot Toys has slowed down a little bit for sure, but I mean, they're still pumping out figures at a pretty good rate. So we're probably still going to have 70 plus figure releases by the end of the year. So it's pretty remarkable. But that said, Kiko, I got to ask you the question. What tips do you want to give people leading into 2024 for Hot Toys collecting? Because I mean, I think this is going to be in a changing year for us. What do you think here?
If you would have asked me this question literally last year at this time, I would give you totally different answers. But I think the market has changed, collecting has changed, the world has changed. So this will be the August edition 2023 of what to do for Hot Toys in 2024. And obviously take these with a grain of salt. But the number one thing for me is that this is what I said originally, because I'll take it back. If there's a figure you want that you think you might want, pre-order it. I know I sound crazy saying that, but at this point, I never thought this whole waitlist debacle and things gone and never coming back was going to be a thing. I did not foresee that. So if there's a figure that's previewed and you're like, ooh, this is the one I'm going to wait. Well, I'll just hold out. When it releases, we'll see. I might be able to get a coupon and, don't do that because you're going to get bit in the ass because there's a lot of people that are getting bit in the ass because I told them to hold on. And I feel bad for that. For those people that are mad at me because I said, hold on the clones. Oops. That's on me, y'all. Because I did not foresee that. So if there's something that you want to, are we going 1, 2, 3, or just 1, 1, 1? What
You
do
can
you
just
want to
go
do?
all three of yours.
Okay, I'll knock them out real quick. So pre-ordering is something I think is really, really important, which also leads to number 2. Only get things that you think you really are going to want. We really get influenced by influencers and people that say, "Ooh, this is can't miss. You're going to regret not having this." If you have Moon Knight, perfect example. If you don't even like the show, you've never read the comic, but you're like, "Damn, this looks really cool. I think he looks great on the shelf." Don't buy Moon Knight. There's no need for that because that will be the first figure that you end up selling for a loss eventually when it's time that you don't want it anymore because you're like, oh, well, I thought it would be really, really cool and people would like it on Instagram and all that. Don't do that. So only get the things that you really, really want. And drum roll, number 3, I think, for me, this is going to be really, really important is, there's a lot of other things I want to say, but I might make people mad. Buy your figures from a place you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Don't, because I think there's a, can I just make the Big Chief Studios comment real quick?
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Okay, so this was a big thing this week is that Big Chief Studios, who did a lot of the Peaky Blinders, He-Man, things like that, not He-Man, Flash Gordon. Anyway, they ended up going under. And not just going under, but having to liquidate all their assets. So there's a lot of people that put forward a lot of pre-order money, paid up front, all that. They're not getting anything. So they are out. And so all that to say, I'm not saying people out there that, I'm shilling for this company or whatever. Buy something that you are comfortable with from a place that you feel has a good reputation. I cannot stress this enough because PayPal protection is only for 6 months, I think, give or take. And even then, you're not guaranteed to get your money back. So buy it from a place that's going to protect you. There's always going to be risk involved whenever you are buying things that are available from overseas because I think all 3 of us are stateside here. So we have to figure out ways to get them because we don't live over there. And now if you live out in the other worlds and the other countries and things like that, then find still a place that you are comfortable with that isn't shady, that's going to be upfront with you, going to be honest, and not going to price gouge you either. I understand that you do need to pay a little bit more for premium stuff and, pay for additional services and exclusivity. That's fine. But don't get taken advantage of. Buy a place that's going to have your back. And, I don't want to be controversial by any means, but if at any moment these companies that you go to and say, well, we're out of money, goodbye, you ain't getting your figures, you're not getting your money back.
Nope.
So I feel like that's super important, especially with the economic climate that we have going up right now. So 2024, things aren't looking real great out there. So I think there's going to be more companies that close. Sadly, I think there's going to be more people that lose their jobs. It's a shame. I hate that. And that's also number 3A is buy within your means as well. You know, if you need to make sure that you take care of your family, your house, your car, all that stuff, take care of that stuff before you go and buy anything. I gave you 4, Will, because I think that's important.
Dude,
4 for
dude, you gave us a bonus
2024.
score.
4
Yeah,
for
exactly,
2024. So just be careful on those things. So I'll shut up on those. Hopefully everyone understood what I was saying, but
no, those are 4 good ones, dude. Absolutely. Well, Riley, give us 3 to 4, bro. 3 to 4. 3 to 4 tips for buying Hot Toys 2024. What do you think people should do going into the new year in a couple months?
Well, I know for new collectors, the best advice I would give, which I do always try and talk about, is planning out your actual display rooms, because I think that's something that I've fallen into the hole countless times. So that is the most important thing to me. If you have 0 Hot Toy figures, or maybe you have 2 to 3 and you're starting out, figure out which Hot Toys you're buying, create a list, figure out what you're actually going to have in your shelves, because it's very frustrating to just do it on the spot. I've done that before. I was at D12s, I was at other cases, and now I'm obviously at Moji cases. I'm trying to figure out, even now with my Moji cases, I still feel like, oh my gosh, I'm still like running out of space. I got to figure out what I'm going to do here, because that's now, even with how long I've been. I think it's been like 2 years of collecting. So for anyone new collecting, it is a big deal. It may not seem like that much. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna get the 1 or 2 figures right now. I'm not gonna get anything, but trust me, you'll fall down the rabbit hole, and you'll end up getting more, and you'll be like, damn, I'm running out of space. I need to figure out what to do. And then that unfortunately leads to you having to sell figures, which I obviously have had to do as well, and probably a lot of other people as well. Because when you get your cases, you think you have it all set up and ready, but then Hot Toys drops more announcements with some other just like crazy characters that you just like, it's a must have for your shelf. You look back at your older figures and you're like, damn, like I can't have this anymore, really, because it would have to get boxed up because there's just no space in my room anymore. So for me, I think that's super important. Plan out your displays, figure out how many figures you're going to get, and just do your research on that. I think that's super important. Another advice I'd say is also following Facebook groups. I think that's another thing for new collectors out there. Facebook is like your go-to. I know when I started collecting, I wasn't on Facebook, because I know it's funny. Every time I'm on Facebook, or if I'm at work or something, or with my friends, they're like, why do you have Facebook, dude? Like, only old people use Facebook.
Toxic as hell.
Really?
Like,
is that what the young people say?
Thing. Yeah, I guess so. Because every time I'm on it, they're like, who uses Facebook, man? I'm like, honestly, I only use it for obviously Hot Toys, because I don't use Facebook other than looking at obviously everyone's collections and seeing the Facebook groups. But hey, that's just how it is, I guess. So make sure you download Facebook if you're new to Hot Toy collecting, because that's going to be your go-to to look at figure collecting advice. Go into the 6-scale Republic, the buy sell trade groups. You're going to find some great deals on there, some really nice stuff. And third advice, I don't really know, man. Kiko took a lot of them.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Trying to think.
No, I mean it's tough, but I'm with you, Riley, on these. I think you have some really good ones
for sure. One thing I'd say is definitely
join Reddit. You can do that too.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Join Reddit. I was also going to say is on Sideshow itself. I mean, obviously, make sure you have an account on there. That sign up for the what are they called? Like the events they have. They always give you $5 discounts, and always check your rewards, because rewards will expire at some point. I remember sometimes that when a month would end, I didn't realize that they took off some reward points. So make sure you are following that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, well, I think so. I think you guys are on to something for sure. Plan out your display, order from places that you feel very confident that have your back. I think that's pretty crucial. Always recognize that there could be a better version out there. So don't settle for something you're not completely over the moon with. Like, if you're not really thrilled with how this turned out, but you're like, oh, like I'm just going to get it for now. Trust me, eventually you will be dissatisfied rather with that figure, and then eventually you will sell it, and then you probably will take an L on it, and then you will have to go and buy the new version again. Buy nice or buy twice. If you don't feel, again, nice is a definition that is subjective and it's subject to change, but over time you'll start to refine your own definition of what nice is. And I think you got to be pretty confident in your purchase, like Kiko said. So I think that's crucial. Plan out your display, Riley. You're 100% right. I mean, you guys have some really, really good ones. I think it's just a matter of, look, you're probably going to have to pre-order. I think you're going to have to start being willing to make decisions in the first 2 weeks of a pre-order, probably 2 weeks to a month. That's how Sideshow is going to drastically react to the market. And that's what they've done. And of course, you also have to get used to exclusivity, not for every figure, but for the top end figures that most people are going to want, you're going to have to be willing to either pay more or fight for them. Like that's just kind of how it is, right? So I mean, you just or prepare yourself better. I mean, the Anakin, we're gonna see how that Anakin and that Joker go next week because that's our. I mean, we already saw Kiko knows. We already saw the Spider-Man, right? That went fairly well. Some people said the site was crashing, whatever. Anakin Joker is a whole nother level. So this is we're gonna really see how this goes and how the community reacts, and so we're gonna see. But yeah, I mean, I would say that'd be the big other thing. Displays are super important. I think that's super important, Riley and Kiko. I think just planning out your display, but also classing up your display, having good cases like module cases, DTOFs, whatever you want to use, garage shelf, custom ones, put some effort into your display because that's going to really take it to the next level. I promise you. Don't buy from Toys Wonderland. That would be that. I mean, just put bluntly, that's what I would say. Look, everyone can do what they want. If you want to buy from T-Dubs and you've never had a problem, fantastic. But I would not buy from them. I would not recommend buying from them. So everyone can do what they want, but I just think you're rolling the dice. But maybe they'll change for the better. Who knows? But I would say overall, those would be my recommendations. So, guys, let us know in the comments below what you're thinking. What strategies are you using going into 2024? Are things changing? What are you planning to do, and so forth? So that said, guys, we're going to wrap it there. So thank you so much. Oh, we do have a super chat. I just forgot. Sorry, we did it, and that popped up on screen.